pretty good. We just ran 10 miles and I'm very emotionally unstable.
10 quick miles.
Yeah.
But we're going to the bus.
We're gonna shower and then go to the bus.
And we're gonna install this.
Why are you going over? What are you doing? What is that?
This is our water inlet for our bus. This is where city water will come in. This is where the air vent will go. And this is where the fill hose will go. I didn't really think about it before, but this stuff could potentially rust. So I got this rust preventative from Ace, went with black. Hoping this gives a good protective coating on there. Can you tell me a little something about yourself?
I'm having a bad hair day. That's something.
I don't think so. I think it looks good. I like the little curlies. Oh, I got sand all over these. So here's what we did. Made a little bit of progress on these. I reinstalled this steel plate because that was where the diesel line was. So that was actually a pain in the butt. Trying to get those self-tapping screws back into this thick steel. But I spray painted the dowels, the beams, and then we put this extra weather guard we had, and that's gonna help from rubbing against those bolts and these metal beams. Looks really good, I think. Oh! I wish we could have this at home. Then we would just like be able to hose this bad boy down. I'm excited though.
Pretty
Look.
sky today.
This is cool. We spray painted the bars with rust prevention paint. I think they look a lot more sleek too, you know what I mean? So we got a more sleek look, and it didn't take long. This stuff actually dried in like less than 30 minutes. Now that we know exactly where the tanks are gonna sit, we're on our way. So let's do it.
Just like this.
Am I dirty? I'm not dirty, am I?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Okay, good. Oh!
Bye.
Bye, baby. Ow! Okay. I think you're nuts.
So we're gonna be putting in the water inlet, but right now, I'm just gonna try and find a good spot for this.
So, all RVs or RV parks, the fill and the electricity is on the left-hand side, so we have to put it on this side. You also have to make sure that it's high enough where the gravity fill will obviously feed the tank.
This side? Or
Oh,
that
it's gonna be
side?
this side.
So, let's see. We figure that the cardboard goes right around it, so we're just gonna use this to trace the hole. It opens up and this is what it looks like on the inside. 1, 2, and then 3, the little vent. We're gonna be keeping the water pump right underneath our bed, which is like here. Bam, it'll be right there. And we're just gonna flip the tank around so that the inlets go over here.
All right, well, if you want to start drawing that square, baby.
Well, I wanna know exactly where it should go.
Okay, so we'll do it together. These holes are just 1/2 inch inlets, and then these are 1.5 inches. So depending on what hardware you use, like those big thick PVC pipes you probably use on the bigger holes. Mm-hmm. These you can just use those shark bite tubes. But I mean, there's endless things you can use.
Cool.
And something that I've given a good deal of thought to is food. Like, you know, won't we have food that comes through the drain? So I did a little bit of research, and they're called P-traps. And Chris Melton was telling me about those too. It's a P-trap, and there's basically, first we'll have a screen in the sink, then we'll have a, you know, in case of emergency, P-trap, so we can just real quick take it off.
Probably in the shower too, even. That means that we have to actually be using biodegradable soaps, shampoos, conditioners, because anything that goes down the drain, if we're boondocking, we're somewhere off grid, we can't empty our gray water like in a specific place. We kind of just have to drain it into sand or grass or whatever, let it drip out of the tank. So you have to use like certified biodegradable soap so that they don't affect the environment at all, and everything will be good.
Love doing this.
Yeah. So Sean is using that cardboard to trace out the hole, and then he's just gonna drill a few holes from the inside so we know where we want it, and then cut it from the outside. Oh my god, I totally missed it. Okay. I'm gonna go set up the grinder.
Thank you, Rob. Perfect.
Say it's pretty good, right?
I'm gonna sand it, yeah. But yeah, take it out. I'm definitely gonna sand it.
So this thing doesn't really have instructions. I guess you're supposed to know how to do it. Steel tape. I have no idea. Screws and then key.
You're literally wearing all of my clothes, but like way more pretty. Just going in here.
Look how cool it looks, guys. Water. It's very hot today. It's probably like 95 degrees. Went for a 10-mile run this morning. So happy that we finished that, but it was terrible.
It was not easy, man. Yep. Only thing I don't like about like RV supplies, it's kind of like pool supplies. It's all like this cheap, crappy plastic. Hold on to your skivvies. My first note, I don't care if this thing leaks one bit because it's on the outside of the bus.
Wow, one step at a time. We're building up our plumbing. So you can see we've got the tank in, and then that's where the fill lines will go. Most of the plumbing stuff is right underneath the bed. Looks pretty good. Oh my god, I think I broke it.
Hey,
What happened?
let me see.
Wait, nothing looks broken. Move your head.
Okay.
So what do we do with ourselves now? We've never finished a project this early before. We can go to Lowe's, and I guess we'll just see what time it is after that.
Deal. Why don't you roll up the extension cords, I'll clean up, and we'll go.
Okay. We're gonna go to AutoZone and Lowe's. And what are we getting?
We're gonna get ratchet straps, tubes for the fill line.
Are you gonna wear that inside?
Should I? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. For these, I'll wear 23.
I don't wanna play. I'm not feeling lucky.
Probs. Load limit 300 pounds. So
Each?
if I put 2 of them,
That's 600.
that's good math. Or I could get these, which are like $4 more, and their load limit is 600 pounds.
I would do that.
Need a 1/2 inch, so. Okay.
We broke down after our run, guys. We never do this. We're not really fast food people. I
As
don't
long as
know.
you're not doing it every day.
I'm like in every 6 months, kind of.
It tastes so good.
Yeah. This person's lost.
Yeah. Let's say we had a successful day.
Yeah. Well,
I would love to go back there and like
move your leg.
this tube on here, which will be good with the clamp. Okay, we're money there.
Wait, let me see.
So obviously, I don't know if you can see, but the gravity feed is technically not in the right spot because it needs to be underneath where the water comes in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this fitting here, and then I'm gonna have a tiny length of pipe. Then I'm gonna have a T fitting, and I'm gonna have a ball valve on the bottom of the T fitting, and then a ball valve on this side.
Can you explain what a ball valve?
So a ball valve just shuts water from coming through that.
Oh.
So it's just an on and off. When I want to drain the tank, I'll just shut off the water going to the pump and just open up the bottom valve.
Why would you want to drain the tank?
Just in case. There's like fittings you can put in that you can like spray it and clean it.
Oh.
Couple turns. Make sure it's clean. Hand tighten until you cannot anymore. But this is gonna go to the pump.
Oh.
So it's gonna go from here up through the floor to the pump.
So what are we doing this weekend?
I wanna paint the roof.
Okay.
Think we could do that? Oh, this knife is dope. Do you wanna tape this?
Okay.
It's really easy. Let's do like 2 or 3 around each spot. There you go. This is a pool fitting.
Excellent.
On a
That's
water.
exciting.
Shoot, I'm gonna need a freaking screwdriver. Darn it. Freaking screwdriver, darn it. Oh! That didn't sound good. Like I said, this stuff is made really cheap, so... No, I think it's just out of place. Okay, thank God.
This one fills with water from gravity, and then this one uses a pump to pull water up and into the bus.
Very simple.
Wow, so we could like
You can fill this with water.
technically fill this with water now. It's pretty much about what we wanted to do today was just install that the little gravity fill. You want to go for like another little 2-miler tonight? Coming along. We'll see you next weekend.
See you tomorrow.